Trip by Rafael Rojas Obregon, list number 18. Hello, today I will talk to you about the itinerary I've created for my trip. I have selected two cities in two countries for my 2-week holiday, and those are Oslo, Norway and Stockholm, Sweden. I try to focus my trip to see natural wonders and do outdoor activities in general. Even though I have no doubt the capitals of those great countries are astonishing, I've always been fond of things like trekking or viewing enormous landscapes. Anyway, we must first check what we need. As I will tell you later, I am planning to arrive to Norway first. Norway is not part of the European Union, even though it has a lot of friendly contacts with it. What Norway does belong to, however, is to the Schengen area. It might sound a little bit weird, but it means that people can travel freely inside most European countries. It also means that Norway doesn't require you to request a visa, as long as your trip lasts less than 90 days. What you do require, however, is a Mexican passport. To get one, you need to book a date with the Mexican Ministry for Foreign Affairs on the internet. Then, you must fill in one form given to you during your date, and bring with you birth certificate, highest degree of education certificate, 2 photographs passport sized, and of course pay the cost of the passport. A 6-year validity passport costs 1,355 pesos. You do not require to get vaccinated in order to visit Norway nor Sweden. Also, luckily, both countries have a good reputation concerning the way they speak and understand English, so languages won't be a problem. Regarding the weather, these countries are certainly very far north, but they do not have an Arctic climate in most parts of their territory. Actually, it is rather a continental climate. If I was to visit these places in winter, another story might be true, but in summer there is only endless daylight and pleasant temperatures. We're talking of about 15 degrees Celsius. Also, tipping in Norway is included in the bill at restaurants and bars, but that's about it. Tipping is not so common around there. Even better, in Sweden, tipping is not even mandatory. People tend to leave 10% in restaurants if they like the service, though. So let's begin. Day 1. As Oslo isn't anywhere near Mexico, the trip will last quite a lot, as there aren't any direct flights between these two countries. Even worse, when I arrive to Norway, I'll have to forward my clock 7 hours. Almost a third of a day. Lost! My plan is as follows. I will be flying with British Airways, departing Mexico on Monday 14th of July at 9:45 p.m. and I will arrive to London at 2 p.m. on the next day. In London, I will have a layover and wait until 5:20 p.m. to board another plane that will get me to Oslo, Norway, and that should arrive at 8:30 p.m. The flight will be in economy class. The total time will be of 15 hours 45 minutes. British Airways allows bags with the dimensions 90 centimeters by 75 centimeters by 43 centimeters. I will try to buy the local coin at the airports, but I will be mostly using credit card, which is widely accepted throughout these countries. In Norway, 1 Norwegian krone is equal to 2.19 Mexican pesos. And in Sweden, 1 Swedish krona is equal to 1.99 Mexican pesos. In the airport, I will rent a previously booked car with the agency Europcar. The price for the rent through my stay in Oslo will be of $669. My hotel's name is Rika Oslo, a 4-star hotel conveniently placed near the train station. I will stay 6 nights in there. It is a standard room with 1 bed, bathroom, Wi-Fi, and included breakfast. As the breakfast is included for free, I will take it every day in my stay in Oslo. The hotel describes it as a buffet breakfast with both hot and cold dishes, so I expect to eat fruit, maybe a salad, and probably eggs as well. On day 3, I will go and visit the Holmenkollen Ski Museum, which is 21 minutes away by car, and I will eat at the restaurant's cafeteria. and then I will look at its famous ski jump tower. This ski museum opened in 1923 and is one of Oslo's principal tourist attractions. In the cafeteria we just eat a sandwich and maybe some water. On day 4 I will go to Oslo's famous Viking ship museum and to the museum next to it, that is called the Norwegian Folk Museum. That day I will eat in Sake, a Japanese restaurant 5 minutes away from the museums, where I will have some sushi. On day 5 I will go and visit the Oslo Opera House, and will eat some Nordic food in its restaurant, the Restauranthuset Operasen as. In this restaurant I will try a traditional Norwegian recipe, named reker. It is basically some shrimps on white bread with fresh lemon juice and mayonnaise on top, and with some other exotic spices. Later, I will go and visit the Royal Palace, with a tour booked months before. On day 6, I will go to the Geiranger Fjord. The true reason I decided to visit Norway. I will take a plane to go there at the morning for just 1,530 Norwegian crowns. I will visit Norway's most famous and beautiful landscape, called fjords. A fjord is a long river surrounded by huge cliffs that only exists in these countries, especially in Norway. I'll return to Oslo in a plane as well in the evening at 7 p.m. It's an 1 hour and 15 minutes flight. In the Geiranger Fjord, I will eat at a local restaurant you can see in this photo, called the Brasserie Posten. I decided to try this salmon-based dish. On day 7, I will go to the Nærøy Fjord, another famous fjord much closer to Oslo, just 5 hours away from the city in a car. You don't really need a plane for this one. I will wake up really early to have a chance to spend the day there. In the Nærøy Fjord, I will try a reindeer stew for the first time in my life. On day 8, I will check out and take a train to Stockholm after returning the car. The train station is really close to the hotel and leaves at 3:41 p.m. It will arrive to Sweden at 9:35 p.m. I will stay for the night on the Hotel Diplomat, which costs $214 for the night. It includes the breakfast as well for the next day. The hotel had a standard room for one person, and I expect the breakfast to be the same as in Oslo, but for that night I will have a pasta in the hotel's restaurant. On day 9, I will check out from the hotel and I will go sightseeing the city until the afternoon. Then I will take a plane to Kiruna. This hour-and-a-half trip that costs $152 will take me to Sweden's famous ice hotel, with prices of $1,200 per night. As I am going in summer, I won't be lucky enough to see the northern lights. Instead, I will see the slightly less spectacular midnight sun. It's an astonishing phenomenon of the all-day-long sunlight. The Ice Hotel offers a great variety of activities to do every day, but this day I will just relax and visit this incredible hotel made entirely of ice. The Ice Hotel is filled with restaurants. Today I will eat in its main restaurant. I will have a moose dish to try new exotic kinds of meat. On day 11, I will try the extreme cycling through the Taiga Tour. The hotel rents different equipment depending on the time of the year. It costs 695 Swedish krona per person. This day, I will eat in the Ice Bar, an incredibly famous bar made entirely of ice, and at the evening I will return to the disco. Days 12 through 14 will be all about exploring the tundra and the wilderness. I will go whitewater rafting 950 SEK or Swedish kronas per person. Maybe take a tour at the Torn River 490 kronas per person. I'll try the ice sculpting classes. The hotel gives them for 395 kronas per person, and maybe even try the Ice Hotel's Challenge Park for 595 kronas per person. During these last days, I will eat in both the hotel's main restaurant and another restaurant in the hotel called the Old Homestead. They both serve traditional Norwegian dishes, so I will look forward to things like more reindeer or maybe fish or fenallar, that is basically a seasoned leg of a lamb. The awesome thing about the Ice Hotel is that it melts partially during the summer and is rebuilt by artists every single year. Thanks to advanced technology, the hotel is never colder than -5 degrees Celsius. They lend you warming equipment, of course, but guests are invited to stay just one night in the ice lounges and the rest in normal warm rooms. The last day, I will take a plane to Amsterdam at 9:35 p.m. Then I will take a plane to Mexico at 2:30 p.m. and I will win 7 hours because of the difference in the time zones. So I will arrive at Mexico at 6:50 p.m. And that's it. Thank you. The total cost of the trip was 16,322.5 US dollars. The end.